Welcome to another video. In this video, I'll be attempting the tiny park challenge. Basically, I only get this square to build an entire theme park in. The rules are very simple. I have to build one coaster and at least 2 flat rides and some facility for the guests to enjoy their day. Let's start with a flat ride. I want to build a big wheel and I want to build it right about there. Will fit perfectly and we can make an entrance right side, exit in the center, maybe a blue cube pattern.
You stupid.
Should be a big enough queue for the Ferris wheel. I mean, there's quite a bit of capacity there, so it should be alright. Okay, I'll be placing the next flat ride because I want to know what space I have when I'm building the coaster. So let's see, we have a Ferris wheel. It's not necessarily thrilling. We want a thrilling ride. Flat rides are quite big, so I think there's going to be an issue with this challenge. Although I think Guildfall's right here might fit pretty good. Let's see. No. Okay, I'll keep it in mind. Maybe that's a better option. Let's see. Oof. Well, small wheel, extremely big wheel. And let's just say. Okay, I think I found it right. I think I'm gonna go for the 540, I don't know. And it's not that big. It's kind of got the same size as the Ferris wheel, maybe a little smaller even. And I think I'm just gonna put it in the corner. Ooh, yeah, the queue is gonna be a thing. You don't want the exit to be right here because people are gonna be walking the clock and colliding with people exiting the ride. Let's now build the queue for this ride. Let's see. That's kind of cross. Yeah, well, I'll decide that myself. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay, I'll now be building a coaster, which I think naturally goes in this spot. What kind of coaster do I want to make? So many questions. I don't think I want to make any wooden coaster because supports will be overwhelming. So it probably has to be a steel one. I do like a ultra spin coaster. Could I make the station smaller? I do think I can. Yeah. Okay, I can make it smaller by 2. Put it right in the corner. Right there. Okay, is the spinning coaster maybe too heavy? I don't know. We'll see. And I'll delete 2 pieces at the end. Okay, let's start building this coaster. I'm not gonna go for the chain lift. Wait, maybe I am actually. I just thought maybe it's too much space, but what if I build a chain lift like this, go around the corner, get some more speed right here, and we can make a lengthy layout still. One thing, the supports can go out of the border, otherwise it will be quite hard to make a roller coaster. If I do this, we have some speed, we can launch it at the back of the Ferris wheel. Right there we can build that, okay. So, what if we, what even is this track type? Oh. Didn't even know this was possible. Okay, well, that's okay. Let's see, holding section, do we want that? No, we just want the launch, right? Yeah, big enough launch. Yeah, should be fine. Then the spin right down. Get some acceleration going. Up speed higher. Okay, let's see how fast this coaster can go. There. Okay, that launch might be too fast actually. Let's get that to... Why can't I just get it to 8? What? Why is it always snapping to 9? I wanted 8. Maybe I should just... I should be down. Get it to 8. Is this okay? Yeah, that should be way better. Okay. The sports, as I said already, they can go outside of the square. Otherwise it will be too hard to make. Going in front of the Ferris wheel. Oh, just too high, no. Okay. And that might be too many G-forces right there. Oh, we'll see. I'll test it right away. See? Oh, geez. Oh, okay. That's perfectly slow. Boop. It's not that center. That's okay. That's okay. So I guess we're just back at this point. What am I gonna... Where am I gonna go? Maybe towards here, going over this flat, right? Might be good. And then underneath back. Let's try that. Scratch it. This. We'll overbank it. This. Go in an overbank in a version. like this, maybe you call it. But this is gonna be a crazy element, by the way. No. Still gonna be a crazy element, but not like that. This might be many G's once again. Then it is really banked corner. Oh, wait. Oh, no. That's not allowed. That's not allowed. Still have to keep the challenge in mind. That's an insane turn. Can we make this any better? Okay, maybe if I don't let it go down fast, then it has less speed, right? Because that's way better. Okay, that's all. So it's still in. It's just in the square, so that's okay. I think I want to go once more like this, and then break the coaster about as bit right there. Maybe we should make that first. We should make this tires. The dog spinning, of course. We'll do the spinning on the other bits later on, and we'll make the brake section right now. And let's make this brake section. The acceleration does have to be higher, I think. And this should be alright. And then I should somehow get this around and well bang. Not like this. I don't think I can go much longer because of the other track. I'll go around this, I guess. Still, yeah, it's quite janky still, but that's okay. Oh, now I should somehow return this. This is what autocomplete says. It might actually be a good idea, I don't know. Maybe just going over this again and breaking it whilst it goes down right there. But we'll have to make this a math coaster either way, so why not just try to do that? I actually thought it was a good idea, never thought I'd learn from autocomplete, but sure, why not? Autocomplete says that, yeah, I wouldn't do that, to be honest with you. I would not recommend. What if I go all the way like that? I think the first mistake with this coaster was making the launch way too fast. This car is going crazy fast through the layout. This is not going to be a comfortable ride. Yeah, should be fine. Okay. Sure, maybe that's a little bit extreme. Yeah, you know what? I'll smooth that out for a second. I'll make this banking go a little bit like that, going around. Right, bro? Sure, I'll smooth it out, I guess. Okay, I'll be smoothing this coaster. And this looks like a mess. So I finished smoothing the coaster, and the last thing we have to do to complete this challenge is make a facility. And I think the only place we can make facilities is in this corner, maybe this corner. There's the chain lift to coaster, so probably not. So I think I'll be building it in this corner. I think a toilet will be needed, and maybe something to drink or eat. And then I'll be decorating. So you'll be seeing that in a time lapse with me talking over it. And after that, we'll do a full park tour. So I'll see you then. Okay, so for the first bit of this time lapse, I decided to color all of the rides. I decided to go for a black and orange look. I had to think of a specific coaster. I don't really remember which one it was. Otherwise, I'll just show a picture on the screen right now. And then we went to the 540. Decided to go for a bit more surfy look and a little bit more green and blue. Or mainly blue, actually. And of course, the big wheel. I eventually discovered I just forgot one bit of the wheel, and it looked awful. You'll see. forgot the main supports. I just let them discolor, I think. Or did I just... Oh, I did color them, but I disliked them. So I changed them eventually. Okay, now I am building the toilets. I really had no idea what I wanted to do with this. So I went with this weird arch. And yeah, some more sorcery pieces, I thought. Some walls. It's basically just a block with a bigger front. So it doesn't look that awful. But yeah, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I even was questioning weird decorations. Luckily didn't do them. I did do this place for the name. See the name in a bit. And some extra decorations on the side. Nothing special. Yeah, I could have added more. I didn't. I thought, yeah, why? Yeah, it's a toilet. So, yeah, the name, Crappy Corner, I thought was quite funny. And I made the letters double. I don't do that a lot, so went a bit hard, but sure. And that should be the entire corner. Yeah, that was it. Okay, let's move on to the facilities. Or at least the rest of the facilities. I decided to add a staff building and a mechanical workplace. I don't know if it's needed. Sure. And I decided, well, I wanted this round wall, but that made things a little bit hard eventually. And I thought I removed it. Yeah, I did actually remove it, and I replaced it for another stall. You'll see that in a bit. Let's see, yeah, well, it wasn't a struggle there, but when I added decoration, it was like, yeah, it just doesn't fit. So I decided to go for this design with pillars. And, well, yeah, even more pillars. And I also decided to go for a chief beef, I thought. And a so delightful. I wanted, well, just your classic junk food, because the park isn't that big to do anything special or something. I wouldn't have any seasonal specials or something like that, or sushi. That's not for like a small park. I also changed the coaster a little bit at the end, so it doesn't break that fast, and you have a little trim break. It should be nicer when you ride it. So I added those arches. That added quite a bit of depth, so I was happy with it. And yeah, eventually I'm gonna get to that stupid corner. So I struggled way too much with the corner, and it took up like half of this time left. So I just decided to cut that. And right here, I just deleted it. So I made another unit, and it looks better than I could have done with the stupid corner. So I decided to add information in the center, and I had to fix the square again. Not a big of a deal. And I decided, yeah, let's just add the pillars to the back. Not to the entire back, but to the side. I don't know, it just looked nice or something. Staff only because, yeah, you don't have to get there as a guest. And some signs. Of course, of their corresponding food stall. I guess it makes the most sense, of course. But why would you price for something you don't have? That's stupid. And I think, yeah, I'm adding fences, doing the barriers on the ground, so people don't walk over or through the fences. That would be weird. So select them and put them on the ground, and people won't walk there. Okay, here I added the queue of my coaster. Yeah, just a simple queue, goes around a couple times. And that's basically it for the queue. I added a sign later on, but you'll see that later. And now I'm adding some extra decorations and some extra realism to the coaster. Some fences and trees. I eventually forgot to just put them in sand, so now they're just going through the tiles. Special trees, I guess. Maybe they're just plastic trees. And then we already got to the last bit of the time lapse where I finally decided to just added the colors of the main supports of the Ferris wheel. I don't know why it took me so long. And now I'm making ride signs. Yeah, right here, the sign of the wheel, I decided to go for a little wanky look. To make it a little bit scary or something, I don't know. And yeah, that's basically what I do with this ride. It's nothing much special. I decided to let it look a little overgrown / unstable, I guess is the right word. Yeah, well, just supporting it on every side so it doesn't fall. Of course it can't fall because it's planet coaster and physics don't apply. But yeah, you of course want a realistic park. Yeah, just adding some stuff. It's basically your basic entrance sign, nothing much special. I did like recording this challenge. I mean, the coaster really was a challenge because it's so compact and I had to find a way to launch or at least get speed in the coaster, which was quite hard. But it turned out pretty cool, as you'll see in the full POV in a bit. And well, I hope you like the video as well. If you like it, please leave a like. If you don't, still I don't care. No. Yeah, just some fences around the entire queue. And that's basically everything I do in this last time lapse. And the other ride signs you'll see in full POV, which we're switching to right now. Okay, let's open the park. There we go. Let's set the ticket price to $2 because the rides cost money themselves. I normally don't like that, but sure, why not? And let's see. Yes, coming in. I didn't build an entrance. I didn't really have any inspiration or, well, space for it, so should be fine. Yes, coming in, already running. Yeah, there we go. First 2 guests through the gate. Let's see where they're going first. Going to Twisting Terror, of course, our roller coaster that will be POVing very soon. They did hit their head. Many people heading to Twisting Terror first. I'll be POVing the park together with the guests right now. I think that's most of the fun. Because I did call the ride Twisting Terror, because it's an extreme spinning coaster, so it's most of the time quite some twisting terror. Okay, then we have this ride, which I called Swaying Surfers, as well, you're swaying and you're on a surfboard, so that made the most sense to me. There it goes for a little, nobody in there, but sure, want to test it, I guess. There's first people queuing up for that as well. And there goes the Mech Extreme Spinning Coaster. Through the inversion. We'll be POVing that shortly. And right here we have the big wheel, which I named Wanky Wheel. With its wood, making it look wanky. And most people are scared of those wheels because they are that wanky, so I thought that'd be a funny name. Of course, I also had to include the facilities, which I made right here, as you saw in the time lapse. There was soda light full, an information kiosk, quite useful for, well, if you need sunscreen because they added that recently, and chief beef to eat something as well. I also placed bins and benches around the entire park, such as lights. I'll be showing the theme park in the night in a second. And well, we got one more thing. We also got this vending machine, by the way, and this ride photo kiosk. You can see people being quite scared. It isn't that crazy. It's quite a spinning coaster, so we got scared. Then we have Crappy Corner, which I thought was very funny because, well, gotta take a dump in the corner, Crappy Corner. And well, that's basically the entire park. It's pretty small, as usual. That's of course needed with this challenge. So yeah, why not POV the first ride, the Twisting Tower. Okay, we're in the ride. Since this is an extreme spinning coaster, I'll be doing 2 POVs. One of which will be as a first person view from with the seat, and the other one will be from front bumper, as you're used to. This means the front POV, the front bumper POV, won't be as spectacular as the spinning POV, because the layout doesn't have to be that spectacular, because the spinning already gets quite a bit of excitement. We go right into the first launch. Much spinning, there's the picture being taken into the inversion. See quite a bit of the sky, a bit of a view of the park right here. Over the park. The entrance of swaying surfer, and then we go into a little bit of a trim brake, just to not get the brake that hard into your face at the end. And that's basically the coaster, pretty small. Let's get on going with the next POV. Okay, the next POV, of course, the front bumper POV. We should be going any second. There we go. Up the lift hill. And down into the launch. On the back of the Ferris wheel, quite cool if you ask me. Going right into that inversion. The round swaying surface. Over swaying surface. And as you can see, it's not that spectacular because it doesn't spin, but it's still quite a cool coaster. And into the trim brakes and into the main brakes right here. There we go. That's basically POV. And then of course this is the park by night. I choose for orange lighting for, of course, the coaster track and the big wheel right there, and some blue lighting for the entrance sign of swaying surface. I did get some lights on here and, well, some big lights there. It's not that much, just your average lighting, and it comes to life quite well. So this was the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing please, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.